Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm AndyRC and today I'm going to be flying my FMS Pitts Special biplane. The model is equipped with a wireless Bluetooth head tracker, which means when I move my head left and right and up and down, I can look where I need to be going up to 270 degrees. The video transmission system is from DJI and I'm using a Cadex Vista. Let's taxi out into wind. Now, the model has a 5000 milliamp hour 6S LiPo, so we have got plenty of power available. Let's go into the vertical. Now, as this is a biplane, it has got 2 wings, or 4 wings, whichever way you want to look at it. And you have to be flying it all of the time. It is not a training aircraft at all. But if you are fairly experienced, then it is a nice aerobatic plane. Speaking of aerobatics, the ailerons are medium size, but we have 4 of them, so the roll rate is nice and fast. Now, this isn't a 3D model, it's a scale aerobatic aeroplane. But it can do all the aerobatic maneuvers you are used to seeing, including knife edge. And if I increase the power, it will gain height and come over the other side. It's got a 15-inch propeller, so while it is not 3D capable, it can have a high angle of attack almost into the hover. There's no flight controller on this. It comes with a reflex flight controller, which I have disconnected. It's just a personal preference. I prefer to fly without a flight controller. There is a Betaflight quadcopter flight controller on board, just feeding my voltage. Now, this model is balanced nicely, so it just takes a little bit of forward pressure to fly inverted. And if I add power and a little bit of rudder and forward pressure, we can do an inverted loop. The plane is nice and crisp, which means we can do hesitation rolls nicely. I'm having to put rudder controls in to keep the rolls nice and straight. The pan and tilt system is from Motion Sick, and it's called the Bags Gimbal. Hopefully you aren't getting too motion sick here. It does take a little bit of getting used to. But as we have 2 wings, the plane is nice and floaty, even on a breezy day like today. So you can fly it smoothly. Despite it having a 15-inch propeller, the vibrations aren't too bad. And the mount for the pan tilt system has been 3D printed and designed by myself. Let's pull up into the vertical and go for a stall turn, trying to keep the wings level. And then vertical for a negative snap roll. I use the Cadex Vista system because It's easier to fly with others, and it's also better for dynamic range when the sun is getting close to the horizon like it is today. I can see all of the details that I need to. Let's pull up now for a half Cuban, and then go inverted and pull up again. I just absolutely love looking down the wing of this plane. The contrasting colours, the red, the white, and then the sometimes blue sky. I get an incredible flight time with this guy, with this big battery, and it's very efficient as well. The battery lands and it's not even lukewarm, and the flight time you can expect 18 minutes. It's a nicely priced model, around about 200 GBP, which is rare for this size, and the batteries can be used in other models such as EDF jets. This one isn't as fast as an EDF jet, but it's nice in other ways. Nice tail slide there. As we have a lot of the weight in this top wing, the model will want to tail slide over the top of itself. And to get away with that, you just don't quite go on the vertical if that's what you want to do. If I go directly on the vertical, then it may fall on its back for its tail slide. There we go, we have a nice tail slide. Just don't go completely vertical. You can make yourself dizzy flying FPV with head tracking. So make sure you go easy with it and maybe just do some circuits. As we have plenty of power, we're able to do slow rolls as well, using the rudder to keep the model straight, as it will want to skew out of it. Even though these are short wings, because we have two of them, it's actually a stable aircraft and has nice stall characteristics. Even on full power, the voltage doesn't sag at all, which is really good for confidence when doing high-powered maneuvers. The landing of the Pit Special is tricky with the full size, and that is the same with the model. We have got this big nose in front of us here, which blocks the landing patch. The grass here today is long, 3 to 4 foot. So my plan for the landing is to come in at an angle fairly high and drop it down. It might not be the prettiest of landings, but as long as we get it down, it should be fine. It's got quite a strong undercarriage on this model, so it can take a heavy landing. I can just see the patch in front of my nose. I'm blipping on the throttle, and then cut the throttle and flare, and there we go. No bounce. I hope you enjoyed this flight of my Pit Special biplane. If you have any questions about the setup, then please put it in the comments. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers!